What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're talking about Xbox Game Pass because the service is getting some big changes that have been officially confirmed by Microsoft, and it's getting pricier. Now, a couple of months back, I made another video breaking down every version of Game Pass because it is just straight up confusing, and guess what? It got even more confusing. Starting today, July 10th, 2024, there are now 4 different tiers of Game Pass. You have Core, Standard, Ultimate, and PC Game Pass, and the breakdown can be seen here. Now, heading over to Polygon, they've got a breakdown of the price changes themselves, and Game Pass Ultimate is going from $16.99 to $19.99, so up by $3. Game Pass Standard is a new tier that we'll talk about more in a minute, but it's going to cost $15 per month. Game Pass Core is staying the same at $9.99 per month, but if you want to buy it annually, it's going from $60 to $75, so about a $15 increase there. Then PC Game Pass is going from $9.99 to $11.99. Now, if you want Game Pass for console, which has typically been the entry point into the Game Pass ecosystem if you don't want PC and cloud gaming, that's still going to be there, but only for existing subscribers. They kind of got grandfathered in, so the price is not changing, but you're not going to be able to subscribe to that one if you haven't already got it. Now let's head back to this graph because there's a lot to break down here, and I want to take it from right to left instead of left to right because I think it makes the most sense. PC Game Pass, $11.99 per month, up $2 from $9.99 per month, but it's still the cheapest option here for what you get. Obviously, Game Pass Core is $9.99 per month, so a couple of bucks cheaper, but PC Game Pass is packing a ton of heat if you primarily play your games on PC. Multiplayer is free on PC. Across the board, you don't have to worry about the Xbox network, so that price is not factored in here. And on top of that, you get pretty much every other perk that anybody would want. You get the member deals and discounts, the entire Game Pass catalog, the day one game editions, which are a very big deal. I mean, we're talking about Call of Duty this year. That's still coming to PC Game Pass, and we'll talk about why that's important when we get down to the Game Pass Standard tier. Obviously, you can look. Something's missing from the main tier they're going to be introducing here. You also get the perks and the discounts on the games in the Game Pass library. EA Play and Riot Games partnerships are both readily available, and you do not get cloud gaming. But I'd wager the majority of people that are playing on PC probably don't really care that much about cloud. So if you're looking for the budget entry and you play on like an ROG Ally or just a PC in general, this is still a great option with a ton of value. Then we've got Game Pass Ultimate going up $3 per month, 36 additional dollars per year, and you get everything under the sun. You get the online multiplayer if you play on console. You get everything in PC Game Pass. You get the day one drops. You get the access to the entire library, EA Play, Riot Games, cloud gaming, anything you want. This is the tier that you get. This is the one that is kind of like the full Xbox experience. If you want everything that they've got, $20 a month is the new price that you've got to pay for. This is the one that I have. This is the one that I'll continue to subscribe to, which we'll talk about more in a minute. Why? And then that just makes Game Pass Standard look so much worse. Game Pass Standard is the new tier that they're introducing here, and you get access to the Xbox network. You get the entire Game Pass library, but you don't get the day one drops. When Black Ops 6 comes out later this year, you don't get it. That's really rough. And of course, we'll see what the third parties look like. Again, that's one of the big question marks here. Like for Flintlock Siege of Dawn, that's a day one Game Pass drop. That's a question mark right now. And I'll drop it in the comments with a link to whatever answer they've got for that. But as far as the Bethesda, the Activision, all of the Xbox game studios that people typically come to Xbox to play, those are not included day one in Game Pass Standard. And if that isn't important to you, then it could still be valuable depending on what you like to play. Now, on top of that, it doesn't include the EA Play library. It doesn't include the Riot Games benefits on PC, no cloud gaming, no perks and discounts. This is a bare bones tier that gives you access to hundreds of games that are already in the library, but those day one drops are such a big draw of Game Pass. I mean, that's kind of the selling point up until this point in the generation of play a day one on Game Pass. Now it's play a day one on Game Pass Ultimate. And then we have Game Pass Core. This is the bottom of the bearable, most affordable option that you've got. It pretty much just came along to replace Xbox Live Gold and update that branding. You get access to the Xbox network to play any game online, and then there's this small catalog of about 25 games, which are still good. You've got some bangers in there, and those rotate on about a quarterly basis. So you always have something to play if you're not not picky about what games you want to play, or you're just getting into the Xbox ecosystem, but you don't really get that Game Pass experience. There's none of those extra perks that come in Game Pass Ultimate. You don't get the day one drops. You don't even get access to the entire library. It's kind of like just there to get you online. And just as a reminder, going back to the Polygon article, if you still have Game Pass for console, you still have this. This is not going away if you're a current subscriber, but if you're getting into Game Pass for the first time, these are your new options. Now, looking at this roster, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Game Pass Core is kind of its own thing. That's your bottom of the barrel. That's your I want to get online. I don't really even consider that like a part of Game Pass. It's just kind of like your thing to do what you need to do, and then it happens to come with some games. So that's often its own little corner. And I would kind of say the same thing for the PC Game Pass tier, because Standard and Ultimate are going to be the two main tiers that most Xbox console players are going to be focused on. Not too many of them are going to be exclusively subscribing to PC Game Pass. So looking at that, if you don't mind not playing on Steam, if you don't mind playing through the Xbox app on PC, if you don't mind getting achievements on Xbox instead of Steam, and you do play a wide variety of games, this could be a good option for you to dive in and check out tons of stuff, including stuff like Diablo 4. That's what I've been playing on my PC primarily. And I want to say this again because this is the real value of PC Game Pass. The day one drops are still included. That's a big thing Standard is missing, because looking forward, you've got stuff like Black Ops 6, Avowed, Indiana Jones, eventually Gears of War 6, new Fallout game. Tons of stuff is on the way that you're going to be able to play on day one through Game Pass for $12 a month, along with hundreds of other games that are going to come over the course of the next couple of years. There's a lot of value there if you like variety, and that's the key to every tier of Game Pass. And then we've got Game Pass Ultimate for $19.99 per month, and that is not cheap. That's a lot of money. I mean, you're getting up there towards a Netflix price, which I think is right now $22.99 for the top tier. But for me, this still has a lot of value because of how I play my games. You get Game Pass for console, you get Game Pass for PC. I play on both of those platforms. I play the cloud gaming occasionally. I like hopping around to different games, and I've kind of shaped my gaming habits around Game Pass. Now, I'll still go buy my games on day one if there's something that I really want to play, but right now, I'm in kind of a lull with the big releases that are dropping, so I'm going back through the Game Pass catalog and checking stuff out. I mean, I went from Diablo 4 on PC to Lords of the Fallen to Doom Eternal and its DLC, which I bought the DLC for. Now I'm going on to Dead Island 2. I'm just kind of popping around in the library to see what catches my eye and playing through all of these games. For somebody like me that enjoys jumping around, trying new stuff, seeing what the day one drops are, and building their gaming habits around this subscription, it still makes sense, because at $20 a month, I'm still getting my value out of it, because I'd be paying way more than $20 to buy and play all of these games that I'm diving into. Now, if you don't jump around, you just play on one console with one type of game, maybe even one game in particular, Game Pass Ultimate is a massive waste of money. In fact, the price is probably already inflated with stuff like cloud gaming included. I wish they would have kind of parsed that out, maybe shaved a couple of bucks off the top, or even kept it at $16.99 where it was before. But if you enjoy jumping around to different types of games, exploring the perks, seeing the discounts, playing cloud gaming, jumping between console and PC, then it could still provide value for you, and the only way you can really know that is to check out the library for yourself. I like RPGs, third-person action games, general action games, platformers, first-person shooters. I play just about anything, and I like exploring that catalog. But if you just like first-person shooters, see if there's enough there to warrant you buying Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, because there just might not be, and that's okay. You don't have to get it. And then we've got Game Pass Standard, and this is kind of the black sheep of the family. I think there's a big mistake going on here with the way that they're approaching this, and there's still value depending on what kind of games you've been playing over the last few years, because if you haven't checked out a lot of the big games that have come out, then Game Pass still has a lot of value, because you can dive into some big games, some small games, some AA games. You can check out a lot of stuff. It just depends on how much you've really been playing. But not having the day one Game Pass drops, that is just rough. I mean, looking into the future with Black Ops 6, that's like a core marketing beat for Xbox. That's what they've been talking about, and you would think that would be standardized, pun intended, based on the nomenclature we've got going on here, across every version of Game Pass. but it's just not. Standard is going to be getting those kind of games, those day one drops, at a later date, which is going to be determined maybe on a case-by-case basis, maybe on like a 6-month to 12-month standardized time frame. Once we get the details, I'll drop them in the comment section down below. Now, pretty much you're saving $5 per month or $60 per year to not have those day one Game Pass drops. And if you look at the next couple of months, stuff like Avowed and Indiana Jones might not pique your interest, so you don't really feel compelled to have those day one drops in there. Now, for me, I'm excited. I want to play those, but that might not be for you. So you can save that $60 per year, keep enjoying Game Pass, keep enjoying Xbox Network, and just get those games when they come and check them out if you want. But then just looking at Standard and Ultimate side by side, $5 a month the difference between these, it just feels like Xbox wanted to push everybody up to this $20 tier, and they're trying to put something in here that gives people the option, but also that takes away one of the core values to try and bump them up to Ultimate. That doesn't really feel good. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, even just looking at this little track of core to Standard to Ultimate, maybe this is kind of like Microsoft trying to make a gateway drug, where you subscribe to Game Pass Core to play something online with your friends, and then you say, hey, I'm going to play Halo 5 because I played Halo back in the day. It's in this Game Pass subscription that I got. Let's just give it a shot. And then you say, I really like that. I'd like to play Halo Infinite. Well, for $5 a month, I can get access to hundreds of these other games and Halo Infinite. Let's just go up $5 a month. It's an extra $5, whatever. Then you start playing through Standard. You start playing hundreds of games. You get to Doom Eternal. You really love Doom and you see Doom the Dark Ages next year. Or you play through Gears all the way and you're like, Gears 6 is coming out. Sick. Would love to play that. Day one drop. Well, $5 a month, let's just go up to Game Pass Ultimate. Maybe that's what they've kind of got in mind, to try and kind of ease people through it and try to get them up to that Ultimate tier. Either way you look at it, it's kind of a mixed bag, because if you're a new subscriber to Game Pass Standard, you're paying about $15 per month, which has basically been the standard for the past couple of years, and you're getting less bang for your buck because you don't have those day one drops. And then if you already have Game Pass Ultimate, the price of your subscription is going to be going up too. Now, arguably, the games are getting better. Black Ops 6, Fable, Avowed, all of these other games that are on the way. There's a solid lineup, but you're going to have to pay for it. And some people just aren't going to be comfortable paying $20 a month. Again, with Ultimate, it comes down to how much time you've got to play and what you enjoy playing. Because if you've got 2 hours a week to play an FPS with your friends, Ultimate is not going to be a subscription for you. But if you've got 10, 15 hours a week to play whatever kind of game you want to play, whatever you're feeling like being in the mood for, and you've got a wide variety you enjoy, then this could be something you get a ton of value out of. It just depends on your kind of lifestyle and your gaming habits. But I would love to know your thoughts down below. Obviously, nobody likes a price increase, and $20 is a lot of money per month for some people, but are you sticking around with Game Pass Ultimate? Are you dropping down to Standard, or are you just skipping Game Pass altogether? I would love to know your thoughts. But if you're new here and you enjoy what you see and what you hear, hit that subscribe button for videos like this whenever there's big news to talk about, gaming news every single week, and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop, and I'll catch you on the next one.